In the headlines, former governors Darie and Inyame released from prison after state pardon. People's Democratic Party postpones caucus and National Executive Committee meetings. Federal government inaugurates committee on metal dump sites. And away from Nigeria, top Pakistan Taliban leader killed in Afghanistan roadside attack. Hello and welcome to Trust TV News Updates. I am Martia Umar. Thank you for joining. And now the news in detail. 4 months after they were granted state pardon by the National Council of State, the former governor of Plateau State, Senator Joshua Darie, and former Taraba State Governor Joel Inyame on Sunday were released from prison. They were released together with 159 convicts who were also pardoned by the NCS led by President Muhammadu Buhari on April 14, 2022. And according to the Federal Capital Territory Nigerian Correctional Service, the former prisoners had since left the prison, while Inyame was sentenced for 12 years for diverting 1.64 billion naira during his tenure as governor of Taraba. Darie was sentenced for 10 years imprisonment for 1.126 billion naira fraud. Justifying the clemency, the senior special assistant on media and publicity to the president, Garba Shehu, said that it would have been insensitive for the president not to pardon the duo, saying that they had life-threatening illnesses. The People's Democratic Party, PDP, has postponed its caucus and National Executive Committee NEC meetings earlier scheduled for Wednesday and Thursday. A notice of the postponement signed by the party's National Secretary, Samuel Anyanwu, on Monday cited unforeseen circumstances as reason for the shifted date. The party has been immersed in crisis after its presidential primaries, which former Vice President Atiku Abubakar won, and Atiku's choice of Delta State Governor Ifeanyi Okowa is also said to have ruffled some feathers, which stakeholders say the meeting was supposed to address. The Federal High Court in Abuja has fixed September 7 for the hearing of a suit seeking the disqualification of the presidential candidate of All Progressives Congress APC, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, for contesting the 2023 elections for allegedly presenting a forged certificate. Justice Ahmed Mohammed fixed the hearing just as it granted an ex parte order for substituted service on Tinubu, who had invaded personal service of court processes. Counsel to the plaintiffs, who are 4 chieftains of the APC, Godi Uche, told the court that substituted service has become necessary because all attempts to serve the presidential candidate have proved abortive as he cannot be reached. In a brief ruling, the judge, Justice Mohammed, ordered that the court process to be served on the National Secretariat of the APC and that such service will be deemed as having been properly served on Bola Tinubu. He adjourned the case till September 7 for hearing. And on to Rivers State, where the governor, Nyesom Wike, said that the state has obtained intelligence report that some misguided politicians have started recruiting cultists, ex-convicts and thugs to disrupt the 2023 elections. The governor said the state government is aware that hotels and entertainment centers are going to be used by political parties as a convenient base for the gathering of these alleged thugs across the state. The report.
Governor Wike in a state broadcast emphasized that the state government is not taking any intelligence reports lightly and will therefore not allow any politician, no matter his previous or present position, the chance or opportunity to upset the prevailing peace and security in Rivers State.
We're not unaware of the intelligence reports on some misguided politicians who have started the process of recruiting cultists, supporters and ex-convicts as thugs in furtherance of their political aspirations for 2023. I wish to emphasize that we're not taking these reports lightly and would therefore not allow any politician, no matter his previous or present position, the chance or opportunity to upset the prevailing peace and security in Rivers State. Would not allow any political party, be it the All Progressive Congress, the People's Democratic Party, or the Social Democratic Party, or any other party, to threaten the safety and security of lives and property during the campaigns with mayhem, thuggery, or violence.
The governor warned that the state government will pull down hostels and other entertainment places that are linked to any criminal activity.
We have also been informed that owners of hotels and entertainment centers are giving out their premises to politicians and political parties as a convenient base for the gathering of these political talks across the state. Accordingly, we have already alerted and set the security agencies on the trail of those misguided politicians and leaders of political parties and stop them in their tracks with the full weight of the law. We also wish to warn owners of hotels and proprietors of flagellation centers to take notice and desist from releasing their facilities for politicians and party leaders to use to meet and plot against the peace, safety, and security of our state. For the avoidance of doubt, the state government will pull down hotels and other entertainment places that are linked howsoever with such criminal political activities.
Governor Wike also applauded security agencies for their efforts, courage, and dedication to keeping Rivers State safe in the face of operational difficulties.
And away from election matters, bandits on Sunday night attacked and killed 3 persons, while scores were reportedly abducted in Bali local government area of Taraba State. Confirming the attack, the chief of TIV in Bali, Zaki David, said 2 of his subjects were killed and a number of people, mostly women, were abducted. Reports say the attackers who rode on motorcycles attacked and killed personnel of Taraba Marshal at a checkpoint near General Hospital before proceeding to individual houses to kill and abduct people. He added that for over 4 hours, the bandits held the town, shooting sporadically with no response from security agencies, and he called on government to assist those injured. The attack came barely 3 days after bandits blocked the Mutumbiu Garba Shady Road, killing a driver and abducting passengers in the neighboring Gashol local government area of the state. Efforts to get to the police to react to the attack failed, as Taraba State Police Public Relations Officer Abdullahi Usman was unavailable. Bandits on Sunday night again killed a coordinator of Federal Inland Revenue Services in charge of Zamfara, Sokoto and Kebbi States, Muhammad Kudu Adamu, at Saminaka community along Lapai Lambata Road in Niger State. The FIRS official alongside 3 other occupants in the vehicle were reportedly returning from Lafiagi, his hometown in Kwara State, where he had gone to greet his relations who just returned from pilgrimage in Saudi Arabia when they ran into the bandits operating in Saminaka. Reports say he was hit by bullets on his head as a result of sporadic shootings by the bandits numbering over 50. When contacted, the Niger State Police Command's Public Relations Officer DSP Wasiu Abiodun confirmed the attack and said 3 persons were kidnapped while 2 tankers were fired and burnt. Still on insecurity, men of the Imo State Police Command have arrested 8 members of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra IPOB and its armed gang Eastern Security Network ESN, suspected to have taken part in the attack on Agua Divisional Police Headquarters on Monday. Police public officer, among other whom were 2 females, were killed and property destroyed in that attack. Police Public Relations Officer CSP Mike Abatam said that the suspects were arrested after police raided their hideout in Agua in Oguta local government area of the state. Those arrested include Obioma Chibuike, Ahazie Chidiebere, Onyedika Chinwa Dike, Anayo Onyemere, Ifeanyi Mboyi, Chukwudi Onyasu, Obodo Promise, and Ifeobu Ebubechi. Primate of the Anglican Church Nigeria, Most Reverend Henry Ndukoba, has dismissed apprehensions that the current security challenges may consume the country. The primate disclosed this in Awka at the 60th birthday celebration of the Archbishop of Awka Anglican Province, Reverend Chibuzo Alexander Ibezim, at St. Faith Cathedral. Nduka, who spoke alongside Delta and Anambra State governors, contended that the failure of Nigeria is not the failure of God, adding that although the apprehensions are not to be wished away, Nigeria will surmount the present insecurity with time. They urged Nigerians to contribute their quota by voting for the right leaders come 2023.
That is experimentation. They have told us there are no absolutes because this is the postmodern times. We are no more in modernity. We are even in modern period, in which everything is relative, including truth and authority. May God give us leaders whose eyes are upon the Lord. For such a time as this, God says, I know the plan I have for you, and I know for every family, for every man and woman, for the Church of God, and for this nation, Nigeria, in spite of all the challenges that we are facing, God has his eternal divine plan for us.
There is no doubt that in our nation, Nigeria, as it is today, it is not easy to shepherd the people. Because the times are difficult, families are finding it difficult to eat. We do not need to make mistakes. Mistakes have been made in the past. Because the more we have sanity in this place, the more the economy of the people of the Southeast will grow. We cannot afford to destroy our economy with our own hands.
Christians, we must come together. Well, we must do what? Come together. Insecurity will go in Anambra. Non-government have no space in Anambra. I outlined when I will celebrate. When we tackle insecurity and get it to almost near zero.
You're watching Trust TV News Updates, coming up after the break. Okada riders protest as FCTA task force impounds motorcycles. This and other stories shortly. To stay with us.
As the 2023 elections draw near, remember, evil prospers when good men and women only wish for peace, but never take a step to make peaceful elections happen. Are you a father? Are you a mother? What are you saying to your children as elections approach? Have you warned them not to let themselves be used to cause violence? Have you explained to them what the consequences of electoral violence might be? Do your part to make peaceful elections happen. Talk to your children. Protect them from unscrupulous politicians who want to put them in harm's way, while their own children are comfortable at home, within and outside the country. Let's join hands to make 2023 elections peaceful. This message is from the National Orientation Agency, NOAA.
welcome back. You're watching Trust TV News Updates. Coming up, before we proceed, let's take a look at our headlines again. We told you earlier that former governors Darie and Jolin Yame released from prison after state pardon. And the People's Democratic Party postpones caucus and National Executive Committee meetings. Still ahead, the federal government says it is strengthening routine immunization as one of the means of safeguarding the lives of Nigerians, especially from infection and transmission of the dreaded COVID-19 disease. At the launch of a Scales of 3.0 strategy to accelerate COVID-19 vaccination in the country, the Federal Ministry of Health and the Presidential Steering Committee on COVID-19 said the launch will ensure the vaccination of at least 70% of eligible population by the end of the year 2022 through the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency and its partners.
To ramp up integrated COVID-19 vaccination and primary healthcare services. With this strategy, our national vaccination coverage progressed from 17 million to 40 million as of today for the first dose. These figures represent over 100% increase in coverage during the first phase.
I wish at this junction to emphasize that taking COVID-19 vaccine is not just an act of self-protection, but also a civic responsibility that helps to curtail the spread of this virus in our country. Every one of us has a critical role to play in the effort to stop the vaccine from spreading. I therefore want again to urge all citizens to ensure that eligible persons around you, your friends, relatives, are vaccinated.
The Scales 301 strategy will address the identified implementation gaps in Scale 2.0 and bring about more accountability for performance, strengthen electronic data reporting, and promote robust demand generation at the community levels. I have the singular honor and privilege to officially flag off the launch of the Scales 3.0 to the benefit of the people of Nigeria and in giving glory to God.
And the Nigerian Center for Disease Control has confirmed 157 cases of monkeypox across 22 states in the country. The NCDC disclosed this in its latest monkeypox situation report for week 30. The agency said from January 1 to July 31, 2022, 4 deaths were recorded from 4 states. Delta has 1, Lagos 1, Ondo and Akwa Ibom 1 respectively. And the report also showed that there were at least 413 suspected cases of the disease in the country. Monkeypox is a rare viral zoonotic infectious disease transmitted from animals to humans that occurs sporadically, primarily in remote villages of Central and West Africa near tropical rainforests. Nigeria is one of the countries in Africa where the disease is endemic. President Muhammadu Buhari will on Thursday declare open the National Stakeholders Summit on the 2023 Population and Housing Census. He will also deliver the keynote address and perform the public presentation of the 2023 Census Project document. According to a statement on Sunday by the National Population Commission, the summit, organized by the NPC, supported by the United Nations Population Fund, is to broaden the national support base for the successful conduct of the 2023 census. The statement further said the summit seeks to generate and sustain public awareness on the conduct of the 2023 census, including its imperatives, methodology, timeliness, and solicit the cooperation and support of key stakeholders for the exercise. And in Abuja, some aggrieved commercial motorcycle operators on Monday morning protested against impounding of their motorcycles. The task force of the Federal Capital Territory Administration has stormed the Goza area along the airport road in Abuja to clamp down on the operators. The operators, it was gathered, blocked the road in protest and caused heavy traffic for motorists plying the road. A commercial bus driver who pleaded anonymity said FCT task force seized the motorcycles after the operators failed to adhere to several warnings against operating at the expressway. The FCT police spokesperson Josephine Ade confirmed that men from the command had been deployed to the area in addition to those of the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps to enforce the ban and forestall any security breach. Drivers in the Federal Capital Territory have been called upon to adhere to traffic rules and regulations to curb the menace of bad roads occasioned by vehicular infractions. The Supervisory Councillor on Special Duties in Abuja, Emmanuel Iyan, made this call while speaking to a correspondent at AMAC headquarters in Abuja. The report.
Emmanuel Iyan further explained that the call became necessary, especially during the rainy season, where drivers are fond of creating diversions to ease movement, thereby disrupting traffic flow. Iyan added that drivers that refuse to adhere to the road rules and regulations will be fined from 50,000 naira upward, depending on the offense of the driver.
We place more emphasis on the rural areas than the city. The reason is that the Federal Capital Development Authority most times are in charge of the cities. We decide most times to put infrastructures in the interland, most especially where the FCT administration will not be able to get closed. And that is where the populace, the masses are residing. And for us as a council, we believe that those in the satellite town already are enjoying all the goodies that is coming out of the Federal Capital Territory Development Authority. So it is beckoned on us that there are a very large crowd of persons who are in the satellite towns, who are in the local areas.
The councillor on special duties, who said Abuja Municipal Area Council would continue to monitor the activities of road users in the FCT, also revealed that AMAC will broaden its operations and collaborate with other NGOs and agencies to achieve set objectives.
And like you rightly mentioned, the rain is already here. What we do is that we ensure that in all the roads we have put in place, even before this administration comes on board, there are so many roads that the Abuja Municipal Area Council has been able to put in place. Both third road, for example, there is a road at Jikwe Junction. For you when you want to enter into the inner land inside of Jikwe, that road was constructed by Abuja Municipal Area Council. Again, if you go to where we have today, they have Akko ITEC. From the beginning of the express road to the ITEC was constructed by Abuja Municipal Area Council.
In Abuja, Kabir Lawal, Trust TV News.
In business news, the Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Adini Adebayo, Monday inaugurated a standing committee on the setting up of centralized metal scrap dump sites in all the states of the Federation and the FCT. The committee, which drew its members from critical stakeholders in the iron and steel sector, including the National Association of Scraps and Waste Dealers Employers of Nigeria, is chaired by the Director, Industrial Development Department of the Ministry, Adewale Bakare. Inaugurating the committee, the minister noted that the iron and steel sector is critical to the industrialization of the nation's economy, adding that the federal government hoped to leverage on the sector to attain the desired objective of industrialization in the medium to long term. As a statement from the SA Media to the minister, Ifedayo Shayo, said the committee is to, among other things, interface with the 36 state governments for land allocation for the dump sites, develop a blueprint for the operation of centralized scrap dump sites, and come up with measures that will eliminate smuggling and exportation of metal scraps. And Speaker of the Parliament of the Economic Community of West African State, Sidi Tunis, has directed the immediate suspension of staff recruitment. Tunis gave the directive in a statement issued by Parliament's Communication Division. The suspension follows written complaints from the first Deputy Speaker, Idris Wasi, and the permanent representative of Nigeria to the ECOWAS Commission, Sani Nuhu, that the country's candidates were being marginalized in the recruitment exercise. An 8-man independent ad hoc investigation committee has been set up to probe alleged malpractices in the recruitment process and submit its findings to the Speaker within a week. The Bureau meeting will be convened immediately to consider the report for onward submission to the plenary. And on the foreign scene, a late-night roadside bombing in eastern Afghanistan has struck a vehicle carrying members of the Pakistan Taliban, killing a senior leader and 3 other members of the group. And several Pakistani officials and the group said that Abdulwali, also known as Umar Khalid Khorasani, was a top commander of the Pakistani Taliban and was allegedly behind some of the deadliest attacks in recent years. While his death delivers a big blow to the armed group known formally as the TTP and comes a week after a U.S. drone raid in Kabul killed Al-Qaeda chief Ayman al-Zawahiri. No one immediately claimed the responsibility for the Sunday night killing of Wali, who was on the U.S. State Department's most wanted list and carried a reward of up to $3 million for information on his whereabouts. Pakistan Taliban on Monday confirmed the killing and blamed the Pakistani intelligence agents for it without offering evidence or elaborating. And that brings us to the end of the news updates at this hour. For more, you can follow us across all our social media platforms. I am Martia Umar. Thank you for watching.